नमस्ते गेमर्स! द लेजी गेमर्स नेपालको MLBB कम्युनिटी हो। हिरो स्टोरीज, मोन्टाज क्लिप्स र टुर्नामेन्ट अपडेट्सको लागि जोइन हुनुहोस्।
All right, let's jump straight into this explainer because today we're looking at the epic origin story of a remarkably tiny hero packing infinite cosmic power. We're talking about the lore of Cyclops, known across the galaxy as the Starsoul Magician. If you've ever found yourself wondering how a hero of such, well, incredibly small stature manages to command the literal forces of the heavens, this breakdown is going to lay it all out for you. We're going to trace his whole amazing journey, right from being this total anomaly in a homeland packed with giants, all the way to becoming an absolute interstellar powerhouse.
The universe is never still. Every star, every planet, and every destiny is always moving. We absolutely have to start with this core philosophy, because it perfectly sets the magical tone of our journey. This quote just captures the pure essence of Cyclops. For him, the universe isn't just some static, silent painting hanging up in the night sky. No, it's a dynamic turning machine full of endless potential. Everything is in constant motion. And it's exactly this realization, this deep understanding of cosmic movement, that completely separates his mind from everyone else around him.
But that leads us to a really compelling mystery. I mean, how exactly does the absolute smallest creature in a realm full of literal behemoths actually capture the power of the stars themselves? It completely challenges our whole fundamental idea of what it even means to be powerful. True strength isn't always about your physical size or what people expect of you, right? So to really answer this question and understand his magic, we've got to step back in time to where it all started and look at the environment that shaped him.
Our chronological journey begins way out east, in the mysterious land of giants, as we dive into his early days and his discovery of planetary motion.
Now, naturally, you'd expect everything in the land of giants to be massive, imposing, and overwhelmingly strong, right? The stark contrast here is just undeniable. Typical giants relied entirely on sheer size and brute physical strength. That was how they survived. It was literally how they measured their worth. But then there's Cyclops, a tiny little frame, one enormous eye, and this wildly insatiable curiosity. To his society, he was highly unusual. He was completely, physically out of place.
The world around him just saw a small giant, a creature totally lacking the one thing his society valued. But the thing is, instead of just accepting those physical disadvantages, he chose to look up. Cyclops flat out refused to believe that strength belonged only to the biggest guys in the room. So while everyone else was busy looking at the ground and establishing dominance through sheer size, Cyclops was looking at the sky. He was spending day and night observing the heavens, wondering why the stars moved and what massive secrets were hiding out there beyond his borders.
And here is where it gets truly fascinating. Cyclops realized that astronomy wasn't just about observation, it was actually a kinetic power source, a power source no warrior had ever even noticed. Through years of studying the sky, he made a massive breakthrough. The planets were not fixed. They moved continuously in these vast orbits, driven by invisible forces. He figured out that if he could just understand the rhythm of these planets, he could actually tap into that extraordinary magical energy. It's brilliant. He was literally transforming the science of space and time into raw magic.
Of course, having uncovered all these secrets of starlight and space, he couldn't exactly just grab the kinetic energy of a moving planet with his bare hands. He needed a tool. So let's move into the creation of his most iconic artifact and how it eventually led him out into the wider cosmos.
Enter his greatest invention, the Starlit Hourglass. This thing is an absolute marvel. It isn't just measuring time. First, it actively captures and stores raw starlight. Then, it channels the invisible kinetic energy of entire moving planets. And finally, it unleashes that energy as rapid, devastating celestial spells. Because he built this hourglass, his small physical body could suddenly carry magic that felt as unimaginably vast as the universe itself. It was a total game changer.
The absolutely crucial point here is that he didn't conquer through brute force. He literally forced his homeland to recognize a completely different kind of greatness. He overwhelmed his enemies with sheer knowledge and precision. He could bend movement itself around his adversaries and weaponize the unstoppable rhythm of the stars. And on top of all that, he could use this exact same magic to travel massive distances across space. He basically forced a bunch of muscle-bound giants to respect the cosmos.
When we look at his life's progression, it's such a natural evolution, isn't it? He starts as this childhood outlier, just observing. Then in his youth, he discovers those celestial forces. By adulthood, he's mastered them enough to create the Starlit Hourglass, before finally embracing his ultimate destiny as an interstellar traveler. His curiosity was honestly just too big for his homeland. It turned him into an explorer, always drawn toward new worlds and totally unfamiliar enemies.
And that insatiable curiosity eventually brought him right to the land of Dawn. Now, to the people there, he must have seemed pretty strange, this cheerful, incredibly small guy. But let me tell you, anyone who underestimated him learned a very harsh lesson very quickly. Armed with all that knowledge gathered from the sky, he proved that movement itself is the ultimate weapon. He was suddenly capable of trapping even the strongest, most imposing warriors right beneath the immense gravitational power of a moving star. Every single battle in his new home just became another cosmic experiment for him.
The overarching theme of his whole origin is just so clear. He was born among giants, but he flat out refused to imitate them. He never let society's expectations put him in a box. While everyone else was digging in the dirt looking for strength, Cyclops chose to find his power among the stars. He just shifted his perspective, studied the things no one else took the time to understand, and forged a brand of magical power that belonged entirely to him.
Which brings us to one final, really provocative thought to wrap up on. Given his absolute mastery over the infinite cosmos and planetary motion, is his true power actually being wildly underestimated? I mean, think about what we've just uncovered today. This is a cheerful, tiny hero who literally controls the gravitational rhythm of planets and folds space using starlight trapped in an hourglass. Does his unassuming appearance still trick opponents into lowering their guard today? It is a fascinating question to chew on as you reflect on what he can truly do. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep looking upward, and I'll catch you next time.
नमस्ते गेमर्स द लेजी गेमर्स नेपालको MLBB कम्युनिटी हो हिरो स्टोरिज मोन्टाज क्लिप्स र टुर्नामेन्ट अपडेट्सको लागि जोइन हुनुहोस्